The Black Stars have confirmed their place at the African Cup of Nations. That was a while ago. But on Saturday, they won against Kenya to top the group. Welcome to the Sport on Pulse. I'm Gary Al Smith. And we are in reviewing the Black Stars' performance in that game, looking ahead to their friendly against Mauritania, touching on the bigger issue of how ready they are for the African Cup of Nations. It may be 3 months away, but definitely the discussion will begin now. In studio with me to do that is Oreku Ampofo. Thank you for your time.
Thank you too, guys.
Yes, and we have been trying to look at the various parts of that Black Stars team and how far they will be ready for the Cup of Nations. So, Oreku, first of all, your impressions briefly on the game.
I think it was a game that...
Kenya. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Kenya game. Well, Ghana was expected to win that game, and that did happen, but it was the manner in which the game was won that has left a lot of fans displeased. And I think on the day, Ghana did have majority of the ball possession, having about 57%, but that didn't really translate into utter domination in terms of shots attempted, where we had just 2 shots on target. So overall, there's still work to be done in the attacking department. I think defensively, Ghana is fine, but we need to find a way of getting in more goals if we are to go far in the AFCON just 3 months away.
Historically, Ghana, at least in the last 10 to 12 years, Ghana has relied a lot on midfielders to be scoring goals. We know from the 2006 World Cup, the 2010 World Cup, the 2008 African Cup of Nations, and on and on and on to this time, midfielders have borne the burden. Where the strikers have, it's largely been on the shoulders, the broad shoulders of Asamoah Gyan. So let's look at this 2019 AFCON in perspective. How many strikers has Kwesi Appiah used so far, and what has been their goal return since the AFCON 2019 qualifiers started? And that's what we'll be showing you now in this infographic. So we called it Ghana's blank stars, with their play on words being that they are shooting blanks because we are not scoring too many goals. If we could enlarge in it, you will see these are all the 9 strikers Kwesi Appiah has called during the qualifiers. Starting from Reku, top left, Caleb Ekuban, who scored on his birthday on Saturday. He has scored 2 goals in the 2017-18 season. This season, he has scored 7. Now, we have William Owusu, who was scored in one of the previous games by Kwesi Appiah. He scored 14 goals 2 years ago. He scored 7 goals so far with just about 8 or 9 games to finish the season in Belgium. Jordan Ayew, Swansea, got his best return 2 years ago with 11 goals. This season, he has scored 2 goals. Asamoah Gyan, the most reliable striker we've had for many years, about 10 years or so. He's now 33 years, and he played for Kayseri for 2 seasons ago, scored 4 goals. This season, he has scored twice. Majid Waris, 1 goal 2 seasons ago, 6 this season in France. 7 goals for Emmanuel Boateng 2 seasons ago. This season, he's played for Levante in Spain, and he's now in China playing for Dalian Yifang. He scored 1 goal. Raphael Dramina, who was scored a couple of games ago, he scored 10 goals 2 seasons ago and 1 goal for Levante this season. 18 goals scored 2 seasons ago by the 26-year-old now, Richmond Boakye Adam. He scored 8 goals this season. And Kwesi Appiah, who was called for this series of games but didn't play on Saturday, is 28 now. 6 goals 2 seasons ago, 6 goals this season. So, Reku, what does this tell you about all the players we've used during the qualifiers?
Overall assessment is these are extremely poor numbers by Richmond Boakye Adam. But I'm paying particular attention to this year's form and this season. And no player is in double digits, and that is really, really scary because, you know, it's not just going to be the usual 16-team African Cup of Nations. It's going to be a 24-nation tournament. So definitely you need to score more goals because you would be playing more games. But I think it's very essential for you to have strikers in form heading into the tournament. We've seen how crucial strikers have been in these tournaments, and at the moment Ghana can't pinpoint to any player at all who in the dying moment you can say that I can trust this guy to pull off an individual, something of an individual brilliance or a special moment. And that is where the big worry for majority of the Ghanaian fans are. So, of course, it's going to have to be a team effort. But as I always say, the 24 tournament is going to be really, really tough. And there are times where you're going to get frustrated and you would need someone with a free kick goal or a goal from 30 yards or dribble past 10 players, 6 players, and actually put the ball at the back of the net. And the question still holds there, looking through that list, do Ghana have that player? Asamoah Gyan could have done that 6-7 years ago. He can't do that anymore. But look through this new generation. Boachi Adam at club level is very, very good. But at international level, he just doesn't seem to knit it together when it comes to Ghana. So we still have some 3 months to go. But the signs are really worrying for Ghana.
So, in summary, we do have a striking problem.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, I think so. And when you have your all-time top scorer not scoring more than 6 goals in the past 2 seasons, then you know that you are in big trouble, especially when you've over-relied on him for the past 10 years. And we haven't really faced any younger person into to fill that boot. So it's going to be a very, very tough African Cup of Nations. Maybe we may have to rely on our midfielders for goals.
Thank you, Eric Rampofo. So,
Thank you too, Gary.
In perspective, Ghana striking problem. Those are just the numbers we gave you. Going forward, we'll try to see if there is a remedy for it. Maybe Kwesi Appiah will tell us in subsequent post-match press conferences. That's the sport for now. I'm Gary Al Smith.